interested to see if they're going to heavily target that, right? If you put Darshan on a carry, are they forced into more of a team fight style, right? And Urgot and Sion, those are the two champions that CLG has gotten wins on. We will see if they're going to be comfortable having him on something like an Orin. We've seen that once in the top lane of this split. There are obviously other tank options, but Sion is the clear S-tier tank and has really been dominating, and then Urgot kind of has been a fallback there. So I'm excited to see where CLG goes, or if they're just comfortable saying, no, it's fine. Darshan can be on a carry. We just need tanks in other roles.
I like it. Sion mid, Jack's top.
There you go, man. Get him the Nastus. Where's the cane at, Riv?
Nap, 12 stacks, Azael.
That's a lot. Woo.
12 stacks. Zillion gets banned out. Last ban for 100 Thieves. They don't want any of that trickery res going back on, and we will have one final hit here. Don't see an Aatrox on the board, but not huge for the side of 100 Thieves, and it's a Cassiopeia.
Yeah, they could be definitely grabbing up that Aatrox for themselves. Not seeming like they're too worried about it just yet, though. I think Bang's Lucian grabbing that early would be something that would also be a reasonable option. Aatrox is certainly the most common of first picks in these situations where a lot of the OPs are already off the table. If they take that away, going to be really curious to see where Darshan wants to go. Will he be willing to pay something like a Kennen or a Jace, a ranged matchup where perhaps he can get his own advantages against Ssumday?
And that can definitely be a flex for 100 Thieves, but also capitalizing on Anda's 3-1 and 8 game yesterday, where your jungler feels good on that champion. Let him control that again.
Exactly. This is one of the teams where it can be a triple flex, right? It can be jungle, can be mid, can be top, and that makes it, so powerful. And I actually love that he's even if he doesn't pick it, if he does, it's actually hilarious. The accidental.
The coach comes over. He's like, "You realize?
All right, I got baited.
You realize they're on Nasus." Irene's like, "That's not the right one. That starts with it."
Yeah. Well, okay. Lucian being taken away there from Bang. Certainly a strong pick here for Stixxay. It is the clear #1 bot lane pick, highest presence in competitive play. People really loving this, especially might see the Braum coming through. Lucian-Braum duo has been so effective across the board, but it will be the Orin. So again, this could be a top lane Orin if they want Darshan on a tank, but we have seen this be very successful from the support role. Also, JJ notably doing very well on it, but we've seen it come out from Hakuo also. Certainly a lot of different players really experimenting with this and finding just how successful it can be. It does give you some of that insurance policy for the super late game. If your support is actually able to get to 14, 15, 16, etc., you start to really cash in, building those Orin upgrades for the rest of your squad. And the engage is very powerful and has been critical for teams in this meta.
I love it even in the laning phase. All wall escapes. As you get out of the brush, you want to be in the brush from the jungler. He gets to headbutt a wall. Next to your turret, headbutt a wall. Maybe he'll take a turret, but oh my god, the engage does not need volcanic rupture. On the side of 100 Thieves, they lock in a nice, safe bot lane for Bang. And that Ezreal, however, once again, they want to go for that late game.
Yeah, Bang's Ezreal is really strong. Traditionally one of his best champs all time. Certainly, we have been seeing a lot of players dominating on the Ezreal. The Braum pick makes a lot of sense, simply denying it from Biofrost. That is a very strong laning duo. Well, but they're going to grab Thresh for themselves, and this is a really powerful 2v2. They're going to have kill pressure in this lane if Biofrost can connect on the hooks, and you always have to keep in mind how good Thresh is at bringing in that jungler with the Lantern, turning that 2v2 into a 3v2 very quickly.
Zoe and Syndra as Huhi and PowerOfEvil get a few hits in that mid lane. See what they've been on. Huhi definitely brought the Urgot into that mid lane a few times as well.
And you have to remember his game yesterday on Lissandra, I think most people were pointing to as his best performance of the season. His engages were critical, finding TP flanks, finding the engage over the wall that we featured on the analyst desk early. Really powerful engage working alongside Aphromoo, and that's something that I think a lot of 100 Thieves fans were hoping was going to be a great combo there. These guys are, they're roamers, and they both work so well together in CLG in the past. They're both good friends, so people were hoping for that built-in synergy to really show through, and I felt that yesterday was the first time 100 Thieves showcased that on the stage.
You don't have to wonder Huhi anymore. Shin Zhao getting locked in. Wiggily going very aggressive jungle. Haven't seen Shin in a week or so here. See what he gets put up against on the side for Anda. He may be saying, hey, that's my Aatrox I'm going against here as they consider it. But a few more picks for 100 Thieves to round out their composition.
It'd be really interesting, now that we know it is Thresh as the support, very likely going to be Orin top lane for Darshan. Can't see that going mid, so we have everything except the mid laner picked up here.
Thresh top coin, no farm.
There you go. That would be brilliant. I was going to say it'd be cool to see if we were going to find any really big counter picks from Ssumday for this Ornn in the top lane. But it looks like it will just probably be the Aatrox put up top. It could be Aatrox mid if he feels that he can abuse this Ornn with the Ryze in the top lane, but likely going to be Aatrox top.
Yep.
And we will see.
Ooh.
Okay.
Still
so
could be.
It could flex this, and I would
Okay.
We got it now. So Camille jungle for Onda. Very likely going to be the Aatrox top Ryze mid, but that can still be flexed. PowerOfEvil last pick on the board here. Expecting something like perhaps Orianna's already taken away. Certainly would be excited to see the Sylas coming through, but not that many super powerful ultimates on the other side really for Sylas to grab, so I think Viktor makes a lot of sense.
Viktor
securing their wave clear. This is a team comp that has fairly weak wave clear outside of Viktor, so I think securing that is going to have them in a pretty nice spot. And it's also something that PowerOfEvil is very, very comfortable on. He's been one of the guys who really does like to experiment in the mid lane, does like to play a lot of different champions, and with a couple of his signature ones already taken off the table, will be going back to the Viktor, which will be his 5th different champion in 6 games.
It's a repeat on that Orianna, as you would expect. Wheelhouse Orianna, but we'll see. 3-2 Chronologic Gaming versus 100 Thieves, 2-3. Will we get another even score of 3-3 here? Does Chronologic Gaming able to boost themselves up and keep this 3-win streak going? They kind of came out of nowhere. We're seeing it with Golden Guardians. Teams also have a hard time adjusting to that because their 100 Thieves going to be expecting completely different play, and now they're getting a CLG that's reinvigorated.
Definitely are, and we are in another one of these situations where one team has that true front line, the other does not. And you have to think that if it gets to that true late game, that could favor CLG. That being said, this is not a Sion, it is an Ornn. He's not nearly as tanky as that Sion in the late game stages, and Bang is a monster on the Ezreal, so an exciting one that we were in store for. I'm going to have my eyes on the CLG bottom lane with Lucian, Thresh, as well as his Zhao. That is a lane that you can attack. You could certainly look to prey on Aphromoo and Bang in this one.
I like it. They're color-coded bot lane with Striker Lucian and Samsung Thresh. It's going to be good. So they have the synergy going on a bit. Not relative synergy, but color-wise. So if that's going in your favor, Azael,
got to get the color palette.
Watching the bot lane. So Stixxay, Biofrost on that Lucian, Thresh, Bang on his Ezreal with Aphromoo shielding him on the Braum. Big pickups for the bot lanes. PowerOfEvil going for that Viktor. Like we said, new unique pick. We'll see if he can hit up Huhi's Ryze in the mid, as we have Darshan on Ornn and Ssumday on Aatrox in that top lane. Onto the Rift now. I don't see any unorthodox buys starting off. Relics and Coin, as you would expect for Aphromoo and Biofrost, and Corrupting Potion for Darshan to get in there with some hits.
It's going to be an interesting one. This is only, as I say, our 2nd Ornn of the season in top lane. Has been really mostly just played in the bottom lane. It did work quite well, though, when it was brought out the one game in the top lane. So Darshan, it's going to be up to him to try to survive this laning phase. And hook comes out.
A quick hook onto Bang. He's able to get a bit of safety. Concussive blows next in. Winters bite him. Bye-bye, Wiggily.
So well done from 100 Thieves there. They had snuck around the side and just completely baked that out. Turning around what CLG thought was going to be a nice pick for them into first blood very early on.
All right, well, that was not expected here for 100 Thieves. And as you're watching, be sure to show us. Actually, let's get this replay, and I'll let you know.
Yeah, here it is one more time. So they see Afro walking in, but Huhi and Onda are over in the brush. They have already snuck in, and it's already 4 members from 100 Thieves straight onto Wiggily. The Braum passive so ridiculously strong at level 1. They get that stun, they knock him down, and also have to note that Stixxay is sitting on a ward. So he's spotted out, he's looking to get a little bit of chip damage, proc an early mana flow ban, likely with a W start here, but Bang knows where he is and will simply avoid him.
Starting up the laning phase, I was saying, remember, show us your big plays, but also show us how you LCS with hashtag HowILCS on Instagram, tag at lolesports, so we can share all your setups and your stories. It'll be awesome. So with your dogs, with your cats, maybe not naked would be good.
Yeah, possible.
Yeah, it's good. Well, every shot.
How does Jace LCS?
Jace LCS is just whining the whole time. Okay. Because I'm not paying attention. Absolutely. How do you LCS?
Well, I'm casting with you, Riv. Oh, here we are.
That makes me feel like I had the wrong answer.
All right, well, we are into it. It's going to be up to 100 Thieves. I think they're going to be the ones who have to be proactive in this game. It feels like they are kind of almost in the shoes of where we saw TSM last game, and Golden Guardian's composition kind of more similar to how CLG is looking to play this out. So want to see if 100 Thieves is going to be able to be proactive, utilize these lane phases that they're going to have the advantages in, especially in the top lane, pairing up with Onda, looking to get proactive. And Wiggily here is lying in wait, but he's down a level, and I don't know if you want that.
Inside track by Biofrost to get himself into the jungle. Helping quite nice. Little Poro ward so they can keep vision. Ooh, nice dodge. Aphromoo is like, I play that champion. I know what's going on. A little fight between PowerOfEvil and Huhi. Rooted in mid as Huhi low on the mana.
Yeah, that Corrupting Potion really doing work here for PowerOfEvil, as Bang will be shoved in, but should be able to pick up most of this and be even or even ahead in the farm regard. Ssumday will have the push, but you know, Darshan, it's going to be mostly up to him to just survive, farm under the turret, and to do the best job that he can in not getting too far behind.
To watch how Wiggily didn't really put back in his jungle. Things hadn't spawned, but a lot of love over to, I guess it went to Aphromoo now that I look at the assist and kills. So. Oh, Darshan gets the flash in, safety, but that a little bit of a misplay as he tries to get out for a bit of farm, thinking Ssumday may have been in turret range during that engage.
Yeah, definitely not what Darshan wanted there. And just as I'm saying, you just want to play for farm. You don't want to fight this guy. He's taking the fight, and you know, this is not a situation that you really want to put yourself in, because now you're down a flash. You're going to be much more susceptible to getting killed or a dove. We'll see, though, if that gives Ssumday a bit of a false sense of security, as Wiggily is up on the top side of the map, and certainly can still take Ssumday down in a 2v1.
And for Darshan, playing this lane would be harder. I feel should be okay for him. Remember back to the 2v1 days, Darshan would praise himself for saying, I love to play in this lane. I can flex what I do, I learn a lot more, and he loved being in that pressured lane. So this should kind of just be a walk in the park for him, as you're saying.
Yeah, it's just a mindset thing, right? Sometimes you have to be okay losing the lane, knowing that it means you're going to be more powerful later, that your team is winning elsewhere on the map.
Right.
That's one of the biggest challenges, I think, for a lot of players who are making the transition to LCS. Obviously not really applicable to Darshan, as he's been around forever, but you know, playing differently around that pressure, playing around what is your strong and weak side of the map, and that's such a difficult thing, especially for top laners who can be so isolated.
Clear as Huhi not stacking anything just yet. Hasn't been able back to buy more than once. He gets his Dark Seal in, so these potions mean a little bit more. Whoop, get it. Nice roam together here from Onda and him. Vision is up. Ooh, flash forward here from, I believe that was Biofrost to try to hit the hook. Wiggily advances as well. And no win becomes lightning tagging on Aphromoo. So back and forth. Nice hits, though, as Bang keeps putting in the damage.
Yeah, nicely done to actually escape from that by the 100 Thieves bottom lane. And this is kind of as expected. As I said, this is a bit of a kill lane here for CLG, and especially when you have an early game jungler, they should be looking to attack. Now that they've gotten the flash out, I want to see them repeat the play, but here's two-man top, Darshan, no flash.
Flashed in on him, and that's going to be bad. He didn't pick up any resistances, just a little bit of HP, and they're able to cut right through that. Darshan goes down for first blood to Ssumday.
And that is so disastrous because it's after his TP, Riv, so he's not going to be able to get back to lane to pick up this experience. It means you're going to fall that much further behind, missing out on the gold, missing out on the XP, and Ssumday gets the kill as well. Is going to be feeling great about this one.
We'll see if he gets any more attention top or if Wiggily decides to go up and help. Not a lane you're really going to gank for, as Ssumday can just walk away. But
Round
Wiggily,
two, Riv.
He is trying. He can get in here with flash this time. Aphromoo would be a great one to hit, but stand aside can go to Bang if Bang gets this safety. They have a really great way to get out of this. If he W's in, there it is, a little bit of range. No, the hook is there from Biofrost, and they walk it in and get the kill as well. Aphromoo goes down.
Fantastic repeat gank there from CLG. Good target selection as well. You know that Aphromoo has no flash. He is the kill target there. They will be able to knock him down, but this is Spellbook Braum, so he's going to TP straight back. So it will just be the kill, but that is a fairly brazen TP, and they might just look to right back again.
Watch the minions. Concussive blows. Actually gets the hook in before the last hit. He's going to have Ignite on him. A few more shots. Unbreakable's down. There it is. Stixxay finds the shot.
That TP sucked. What are you doing? Oh my god, he TP'd into a pushing wave. The jungler was right there. Oh no!
That was not, just kind of thinking ahead, and this will be okay, and really disrespecting.
Oh, it's a walk of shame. The observers too. They gotta follow him the whole way back, Riv.
Here it is again.
All right.
See how this play handled, and then how it resulted.
This one to me is like, this is a great play from CLG. This is the outplay, if you will, right? This is the, all right, I see you. Good jungle pathing. You come back, you kill him. And this is the misplay. This is, you're TPing into a bunch of minions, into a Flay. Xin is just still around, hooked into another easy kill, and Stixxay is the one to grab it. That is one Afro's gonna want back.
Yeah, that's a really good way to...
Can we get a redo?
Dang. Mulligan in league, no thanks. So 13 to 11 to, or 2K, I should say, in that difference. Or 1K as it switches to 12. Numbers are hard. Wiggly's going to pick up his red. First time he's really on the top side of the map here. We haven't seen him towards Darshan's lane too much. Is, like we said, farm under the turret, be safe, you're good to go. At 13 down, he's not actually doing too bad for having to walk the lane himself.
Yeah, and especially once the Aatrox gets ahead and is post level 6, gonna be tough to take him down twice, right? So you have to be careful about that turnaround because if the jungler's in the area, you are gonna get slammed in the 2v2. So it makes it scary for Wiggily to be attacking that side of the map. I think they should play where they have been, look to the bot side, continue that pressure, try to play around that, get a kill, get Dragon, and look to try to push their advantages down there.
It is an Inferno. Looks pretty tasty for first Dragon as well. Wiggly's going to be on the bot side with his red buff as they transfer Blue Ore to PowerOfEvil, so a bit more pressure down here if Biofrost and Stixxay want to keep 100 Thieves in a position to engage, and you can see that Stixxay is not really forcing the wave forward. He's making Bang come to the wave.
Yeah, exactly.
Freezing it up.
Just trying to deny as many minions as possible, right? You can see he's likely going to miss that caster there. And, you know, they're also holding it in a place where now you're susceptible to getting ganked, right? Because you're pushing into your opponent. So they're having to play very far back. And Darshan just trying to clear out the wave with that ult. He knows his jungler's on the bottom side of the map, so you don't really get to have fun. Now that you've fallen behind, you have to play it really, really safe. And it is CLG playing to their bot side advantage, grabbing the Inferno.
Wiggily had some great movement. Does not seem to be deterred from that early death. Just got himself back out on the Rift. And like I said, I went to Aphromoo, so it's not much they had to really worry about. Onda wasn't going to be hunting him in his jungle.
Yeah, exactly. But that being said, 100 Thieves still up in gold because their solo lanes are winning. Because especially of that big advantage up on the top side, turret plates, the kill, all of those advantages, as well as the farm for Ssumday, creating a really big lead from already up 1,000 gold individually.
Yep.
And Darshan is constantly being zoned off of this wave, which is just making it scarier and scarier. This is pretty funny because both mid laners are trying to bait for their own jungler. They're like, come to this side. He's like, no, it's nice over here.
When the same idea never works. Mine first, mine first. Wiggily again towards that bot side. They know Aphromoo might be in his own head, so they want to keep getting that play down. They also know that they are hurting Bang, and Bang is what carried last time on this Ezreal.
And they're carrying from this bottom lane, so they're going to put more pressure in this. They're bringing Viktor. As
I thought he was going to hit it. Oh,
it's a four-man play. They might just try to go for it.
PowerOfEvil's there. Oh my god, Wiggily takes so much damage. They really don't even have anybody that can tank the turret for too long, so they're going to deny this engage. I like it. Some teams stay around too long, but all this pressure, all this time on the bot side allows 100 Thieves a big objective in Rift Herald.
Yeah, Onda straight onto it. There's no dragon up right now that they can take. They've already grabbed that, so they're going to lose a bit of farm.
Kick it in the eye.
Lane, and they are going to grab this Rift top, which just allows these two teams to continue playing opposite sides of the map. 100 Thieves very clearly says, okay, you guys are a bit behind bot, but that's fine. It's just the Braum who's died. Ezreal's farming great. Let's snowball top, try to minimize loss there, and CLG is really going for the opposite play.
And they leave him for the full cha-ching, too. That's so nice of him.
Ssumday's 770.
He's got money burning through that pocket right now. 3,000 gold right now he's waiting on. Again, to the bot side. Rinse and repeat here for CLG, and it's getting worse every time. That's a good... Oh, he didn't even dodge it. They might want to go in. Bang doesn't have his true shot barrage. It was just used, and that's why they feel comfortable pushing forward.
Yeah, I wonder if he could have gone for that. I'm not sure if he was just default thinking that Stixxay had heal. Because that's a situation where if you E forward and they have heal, maybe you die. But I think an E auto would have killed Bio, and there was no heal available on Stixxay because he is running TP. So I'm not sure if that is one of those situations where you're just by default so used to them having the summoner,
or if you don't have a lane that you
haven't
been doing well in, you don't want that to turn around.
That's fair too,
Either
right?
or, right?
Sometimes discretion is the better part of valor there. When your top lane is slamming, you say, well, I don't need to risk it, right?
Point.
What if Zin's in the bush? Who cares? I don't need to get this kill.
It looks like CLG wants that kill, though.
Yeah.
Back and forth the bot lane over and over, and the only time Wiggily goes top is when he needs those Raptors and a red buff, which is up soon, so he's head there. Onda, nice job on the Rift Herald to get Ssumday very big. Black Cleaver into Caulfields as well, so he's got cooldown with that damage on his damage.
Yeah, he's 2K ahead. That's just absurd. Almost all their gold lead is just on Ssumday in that 1v1. So this guy is going to be a beast, especially, I would say, from now until that 2-3 item power spike. I think that is really the strongest window for Aatrox, where he is certainly set up where they want him to fight now. He has completed his first item. I think they want to try to bring him down and getting him active around the map. Because at this point, with the full Sunfire completed, it's probably going to be hard to really dive Darshan or do anything like that. So bring Ssumday down, force fights, try to push turrets elsewhere.
1 more minute on the Rift to clean your plates. If not, they are getting thrown out. 2-2 so far. Looks like Stixxay with the nice dodges here and a 2v1 against Bang and Aphromoo. He'll be able to keep himself safe and just get back to lane to farm this out. So far, just that 1 turret. Wigglily's on his red, but he does have some company here. 3's a crowd, and that's going to be taken away. Nice job by Onda. Be a thorn in the side of CLG here inside their jungle.
Yeah, Wigglily's smite just now coming up, so unfortunately for him, could not contest that. That's always going to feel bad when you lose an objective right before it's up. But CLG looking to posture again around this next dragon. They are sticking to the game plan here, playing to that bot side, trying to grab another dragon here for themselves, and we'll see if they're going to be able to do it. Because Bang, though he is certainly behind, he's down a kill, he's down 20 CS, there's been so much pressure on him, and all things considered, he's on 1 item, and he's feeling pretty good.
Yeah, it's just got to build up. Keep safe, stay at bay, and Mystic shot away. 14 minutes now hit the clock. A 2nd-tier turret is in the eyes of Ssumday, and Darshan has been kept on this top side. We haven't seen him be able to TP, as Ssumday has always been in his face, and now he can start to spread that pressure, as you were talking about.
Yeah, you can see he's been moving down more towards the mid lane, looking to see if they can make a play. Goes to the red buff, tries to make a play there. It's just going to be hard, you know, with enough levels on the Orin and the Sunfire. He can clear out those waves pretty darn well. So 3 men mid, and now they pressure this turret.
Through the uprights. Back behind the double stack turrets. Ooh, what is this? Oh, CLG looking to get themselves to safety on their own side of the map as Onda goes all Hextech ultimatum under the turret. The teleport comes in, calling onto Ssumday, but not enough damage just yet. The level is so high, he's not taking that much damage. A great block in from Aphromoo. Can they turn this fight? Wiggily decides to not go in as Darshan starts to push the lane for the team so they can get a little bit of a route, but they won't take it, and it's just going to be a spread out from here.
Very explosive fight there as they bring Ssumday down. They try to force a play, not quite able to make it happen as CLG bot lane getting re-engaged on now. Ssumday has ult.
Runs back in, hook shot with the knock up. Aphromoo looking to mitigate any damage coming in, and the teleports are used for aggression here. They just want right back into the fight.
That was a lot of flashes forced, and 100 Thieves now should have priority around this dragon. We'll see if they want to try to go for it, but they just look like they're just trying to pick fights non-stop here. They know somebody's strong. They're trying to use him to get those advantages at this really powerful point in the game, and they may now start it up.
A few good wards in the right spots just say, or tell CLG that they cannot get in. And that will be over to 100 Thieves for a Mountain to an Infernal on the side of CLG. So Drakes are able to be picked up by both sides here, meaning 100 Thieves gaining a bit more ground in the middle game with the pressure Ssumday has and now can apply around the map. Wards for CLG switch to the top side as we're going to have Baron in 4 minutes, but there's nothing else on the map towards, so what?
That's a pretty big farm bounty onto Huhi, which is a little bit unfortunate with the timing because he's not actually that far ahead in farm. But how those farm bounties are actually accrued is farm within a window of time. Yep. So within a set window of time, likely when PowerOfEvil roamed bot, he got much more CS. And as a result, now has a pretty big farm bounty, despite not really being very ahead.
That's for the steal. He just has to play very, very safe. He won't get that taken off. Stixxay would love to get that, especially PowerOfEvil. Just a little behind in CS, but would love to get a cap on that next item. Ssumday onto Darshan does not look like it's going very well, and this is going to be a pain point, it seems, here for Chronologic Gaming, as Ssumday does not let up with his advantage. We saw it yesterday on his double kill top side, and he continued to just run through the opponents whenever he could.
And he's done a great job of continuing that pressure, but it's on him to do that, right? Darshan is fairly even in farm. We'll see if he can pull off this dive, though. Does have his ultimate.
Ooh, pulls a TP in. Beautiful pressure. Like Darshan throws on the Zanyas. It's going to be World Ender there, and Bang's going to pick himself up a kill. He's been waiting all lane so patiently, and he can pull the trigger there on Darshan. Top side for CLG to take down the turret. And it looks like they're actually going to continue a bit of pressure here. If Viktor can get mid, Ryze isn't dropping that, so CLG may stay to play.
Yeah, really nice TP coming in from Bang, and Ezreal not the one you expect to arrive to that fight,
Nope.
but you know, getting the turret damage down, finishing off the kill, and they're pressuring in the mid lane as well, as you called out, getting that map-wide pressure, pushing in bot lane, stealing away some jungle from that blue side as well. So going to be feeling pretty good about that series of plays on the side of 100 Thieves, and able to execute on another kill there on Darshan and getting it onto their most critical member here, probably in Bang.
So on the back foot, CLG is getting pushed around. What do you look for first? What's kind of your low-hanging fruit that you can take from 100 Thieves and get an advantage?
I mean, I think it's looking at where you're strongest and still playing around the Lucian. That is where they are still strongest. I don't think you want to opt into trying to counter gank something and fighting with Darshan 2v2 because you'll probably lose. So you say, all right, Stixxay, you're almost on 2 items. When you hit that Black Cleaver, let's try to make something happen. Let's try to fight around a dragon. Let's try to fight around, you know, a Baron area or jungle skirmish and try to really utilize whoever your most powerful members are.
Iceborne Gauntlet finished up for Bang. You can see double tier stacking as well as he's getting ready for the late game at 1-0-1. Just about 20 CS behind, but we'll see the damage still be impactful from this player. Aphromoo sorting himself out a little bit better from a bit of a mess, or flubbed, I should say, early game play. Sometimes you get in your own head, but Aphromoo, very strong mental and one of the voices for the team, so he cannot afford to be quiet.
Yeah, and honestly, as funny as that TP looked, it's not really having much of an effect at all on the game, right? It was 1 kill given over,
Absolutely.
but not going to be the end of the world. And Aphromoo certainly a guy who, as you say, knows how to stay calm under pressure. He's always a huge voice for the team, always looking for that win condition, no matter how far ahead or behind the team is. And that's why he's been consistently one of the best players in the league for so long.
And recently, when he was speaking in an interview, kind of said himself, this year, there have been times when I haven't talked as much. And he's kind of self-realizing that, which is great to be able to correct right away. And kind of see it here as the team doing a bit better and a bit better. We need that kind of captain strength from any lane. Standing tall with Bang right now as they farm out mid lane against Stixxay, keeping mid turrets up on both sides. It looks like top's going to get a little bit of love if somebody engages. Oh no, Wiggily chooses first. He gets antsy in the pantsy. They're going on to Huhi, but look, it's Onda, surprise! And now they're going to bring Biofrost into the fight. He throws the shield down to give a little bit of mitigation, and it's just enough. Storm is raining on Huhi's parade here. If he can get another strike down with that laser, don't think it's going to be in range. Flashes for Flash there. Good job by Huhi to react.
Yeah, and so well timed there by Wiggily on the stopwatch, completely immuning Onda's ultimate there. And Darshan also doing pretty well in this fight.
Not faring too poor.
The ultimate's still available for Ssumday though, so you can't win the extended fight. But Darshan getting his licks in there, fighting back, and will be building towards that stone plate again for more teamfight utility. He's just waiting for his time in the sun, which is going to be when you finally get to those 5v5s, if 100 Thieves is ever willing to opt into it, because they could still just try to split it out with the Ryze, with the Aatrox, try not to opt in to those styles of play, because we know how adept Bang and Aphro are at surviving the pressure. We saw it all game in that bottom lane. Ezreal and Braum are a tough duo to take down.
20-minute Muramana feels pretty good. He'll be putting out some serious damage if he can hit some. It was Wiggily that was higher. Not too bad, just by a level on some. Actually, Bang's 11 now, so he could cut down a lot of these bigger champions that would be fighting him right away.
Yeah, and you call out Wigglily's level. You know, part of that is because of the XP nerfs that had recently come in. These guys do get less experience the later you get into the game, and junglers are, as a result, not being able to go as fully carry-oriented. That's why you're seeing people do things like Sterix second or GA second or whatever, not always rushing for a pure solo queue style carry build.
You gotta get a little beef in there. Oh, don't reset. There we go.
Think about it.
Yeah. Super healing Drake. 2 mountains on the side of 100 Thieves. The moment they get a turret with Bang and the rest of the team, it's falling.
And the moment they get to a Baron, right? You know, that is going to be scary too. Double Mountain is one of those breakpoints a lot of people talk about as when you can even potentially 2-mana Baron. You can just shred through it so darn quickly with all of that true damage. But 100 Thieves for now seems very content to be splitting it out. Again, the soul laners out to the side lanes, pushing in waves, trying to steal away jungle camps and keep their farm as high as possible, while you just have Ezreal parked in the mid lane, scaling up his tiers and trying to pick up his farm too.
Ssumday is being such a nuisance. He is everywhere, pulling CLG out of lane, not letting them do what they want for the moment. and he is doing it very well. 210 CS, level 14 is the highest in the game with PowerOfEvil. He is putting down some power.
And because he's so strong, there's actually a TP coming in behind.
Oh, Realm Warp on the gravity field. Not too much damage coming through, but it's a 2v1, so PowerOfEvil's trying to get himself a little bit of room to work with here. Onto over the wall, it's gonna be threes the crowd before he goes down. And that's gonna be a hit for Ssumday and Huhi, so Ssumday feeling real good to get another bit of gold there.
And they are pinging over towards the Baron. We'll see if they're willing to actually start it up. CLG knows they are in the area. It'll still do a lot of damage to it, but they're going for the fight.
First sweet Q, second sweet Q, over the wall goes on to once again. His follow has been spectacular this game, and always in the right choice. Now they're on to Baron.
And this is the double Mountain Dragon. They get the picks right when they need it. CLG is in a 3v5. We'll see if they can even try to contest this. For now, they're just pinging onto the mid lane turret, so the Baron is just gone. Look at it melt.
Beautifully done. 3.5 minutes of pure power here for 100 Thieves that were already in the lead. Like we said, with the Mountain Drake, now they have minions, and they can start running it down the lanes the good style.
Really, really well done there. And when you talk about a 1-3-1, there's nothing better to grab up than a Baron buff.
Yeah.
Get Baron minions in 3 lanes, push from all sides, take away all the available turrets, and really expand that gold lead. And that's what 100 Thieves is going to be looking to do here. They have been doing such a good job utilizing the strength of Ssumday, moving him around the map, threatening constantly with this really fed Aatrox. And Darshan has never even had a chance to really join the fights or get a 5v5.
He's always been in a lane.
Yep.
A side lane, I should say, not even a mid lane.
Gotta be reacting, right? Because they're behind and they're being pushed in. But we'll see if CLG can hold on. This is a situation they were in against FlyQuest where they were able to come out on top. They were very far behind. They held on, and they got finally to that team fight stage. So that's where they are now, and we'll see if they can just continue to hang on, because Darshan, from this point out, will be getting tremendous amounts of value for the rest of his squad. Every level hereafter is going to mean an upgrade for a teammate, and that is another, say, 1,000 gold in the bank that is not showing on the scoreboard.
It's going to be very, very big. Credit as well on the other side for Onda. I feel like he has just been tracking Wiggily. 100 Thieves keeping the vision up. We've seen him be there on the butt of a ton of plays that were very successful for 100 Thieves. So everybody's working very well off the lanes and wherever they need to be on the objective.
You're also going to want to catch the result of the weekly wager. Kobe
or
Mark are going to be sounding squeaky on the desk after this one.
Catch the result of this one. Huhi stopwatch. Storm is on, and that may just rain on Huhi's parade. He goes down. CLG get a little breathing room here as they're getting pushed up to the base.
We'll see if 100 Thieves can get anything with that pressure, but it looks like it was a fast enough takedown from CLG that it might not even be the turret. They are a little bit hesitant of getting engaged on while down a man.
Yep.
But both these turrets in the mid lane and the top lane are very, very low. Excuse me, the mid lane and the bottom lane are very, very low.
Quick gold pickups there if anybody even gets a touch. You see just a few hits if that's bang. With Baron being down as well, they can work whatever lane they want without worry. PowerOfEvil pushes top so he can rejoin with his team. It's kind of clear and get back so CLG can be together, because separation just means they're getting picked apart.
Yeah, Ezreal on those 3 items really starts to tear through you with the poke. And Ezreal also, I think, one of the champions that, nice sidestep, benefits the most from the Baron buff because of all that extra AP you're getting from that Baron buff.
Yeah.
Your True Shot Barrage, your WQ starts to do so much damage, and the burst really becomes very, very dangerous. One combo coming through on a guy like PowerOfEvil means CLG just says, well, I guess we got to reset.
Yep. We saw that 100 Thieves lane going a bit awry during the laning phase. Bang nose, keep it clean, Aphromoo, very strong play, and they have that late game that they wanted now. They can choose the fights, and CLG is on the back foot. Where will that next fight come from? No, Ssumday's in the mid lane, pushing it up. They have 14 seconds left on Baron, so not much is going to come from that, but they've already done enough damage.
Definitely have cleared out all of those outers, so that is why that gold lead is
another mountain.
So much. Another mountain means a Baron on respawn, you can pretty much kill instantly with the amount of damage they have on their squad, and triple mountain is just really, really frightening to deal with when you get to these late game stages, and those objectives are so easily accessible for the squad.
We'll only have Ocean or Fire Drakes for the rest of the game so far, so we'll see which one spawns next. That Inferno would be fantastic for CLG to get a bit more damage, a little more comeback potential in their hands, as 100 Thieves is going to start spreading them thin. The wards are already moving forward, that aren't even being taken out. CLG doesn't really have the chance to leave base at this time.
Yep, they're going to be corralled in there, pushing in on all sides is 100 Thieves. And it's going to be up to CLG to call the play. Take your time and pick the guy you're going to go for. Execute with the Ornn ulti, execute with the Thresh ulti, get a quick kill, then reset. And that's how they're going to have to try to delay out this game. And for now, it looks like the target is Ssumday, but he is playing this safe enough that PowerOfEvil and Wiggily aren't able to get up on him.
It's like the guy with the ultimate where he can come back to life. Usually you see him going in to use it. He's able to keep it up in each fight because nobody can do the damage just yet. That's what Ssumday's bringing to the table against CLG. And we still have yet to see a big Ornhorn. Darshan, get that hit up that can put Stixxay in a good position. He's now got an upgraded item from Ornn. He's going on that Zeal and trying to evolve it up now.
Yep, did hit that Ornn upgrade on the Blade of Rune King as he did ding level 15 for Darshan. So 2 upgrades out there, so you can add about another 2K onto the kind of combat power from CLG. So that's certainly going to be nice every additional level from here on out. And 100 Thieves, they don't want to wait too long, but they are content certainly to wait to the next Baron. I think that is the one that you're kind of pinpointing, where you say, all right, that's where you have to close out the game, or all of a sudden CLG is catching up in gold. All of a sudden CLG can get those 5v5 team fights where maybe that front line really is what decides the game.
A few gold bounties on Ssumday and bang. Woo! Just missing.
But
slow play for now. Darshan to farm out that bot lane.
Yeah, I mean, Darshan, has obviously gotten very far behind in the early game, but has been hanging on since then, has yet to go down again in quite a long time, and really both teams have stabilized. It's this late game style that both teams really do like to play, and this is kind of what we talked about at the top of the cast, the fact that CLG has decided this is the style we're going to play. We're going to play tank tops, we're going to play for late game team fights, and that's also the style that 100 Thieves likes to play. So you have these two teams kind of handshaking that, yeah, we're going to go late. It's going to be about a 5v5, and that is what will probably decide the game. So Baron buff started up, triple mountain, remember. So anytime CLG loses vision, they have to worry about the fact that that is being killed off, and that was a duo attempt that was sussed out by the CLG squad.
I think it's definitely to be considered now to take away Bang's Ezreal in the games that he is playing. Make him play the Viktor. Put him back on that situation because they're too safe. It's almost like playing against like a Nidalee lane or somebody you're never going to kill. Bang is always at that range that you're never going to kill. You want to pull your hair out. It makes you take that extra step. You start kind of getting flustered because you don't get a kill. And we'll see if Bang can really put that mindset into CLG as he's still 1-0-2 and Aphromoo is glued to his hip.
It does get tough though because there's so many picks that people are really worried about on this patch. When you look across at a lot of the OPs, people are okay. Well, if you ban out the Ezreal, what about Cassio? What about Urgot? What about a lot of these other champions that people are concerned with? So when you have a player like Bang who's so talented, he's gonna get something, right? And it's kind of a pick your poison style of deal. Do you want to give him a Lucian? Probably not. Do you want to give Huhi a Cassio? Probably not, right? So that's the thing that these teams have to deal with. That is so tough for the coaches in pick and ban.
Bang will walk away from that mid lane without enough vision on his left side. It's like 100 Thieves have not been able to get their full vision moved up again. CLG is showing a bit of life outside their base now. And this would be huge for Stixxay. Ssumday knows somebody else is coming in if an ult is there because Darshan's not going to kill him. So he throws on World Ender for that speed. Oh, cuts him against the wall and he cannot get the positioning necessary.
Yep, just swoops on out of there. But that is 2 members down to the bot side. 100 Thieves wasn't ready to try to go onto the Baron. So they are checking to get a little bit of a poke onto Wiggily. And they clear out the vision once again. They're trying to make sure they have the right attempt when they do go for the Baron. They don't want to opt into any 50-50s. They don't want any of those sort of shenanigans. So they're biding their time and they're trying to guarantee a closeout on this game.
Is waiting too long a problem, Azael?
I think it can be, yeah. I mean, I think if you continue to just wait and wait and wait and wait, and CLG is catching up. I mean, you have Ssumday almost maxing out on items. He has 1 more slot to go, but the longer you give these guys, the more Ornn upgrades they're getting popped out, the more Viktor and Lucian are really going to be getting up in those items as well. And those guys can be a huge force in the team fights when they are fighting behind an Ornn.
It feels good to be max item before the game end, but when that realization hits of we haven't ended the game, you're like, oh, there's a comeback potential here.
Yep, you're not getting any stronger at that certain point. CLG is going to have more room to grow. So for now, certainly no reason to panic for 100 Thieves. They're in control, but they do have to have a little bit of that killer instinct, and that is something that it's feeling like they're lacking in this game.
Biofrost has been looking for a few hooks. Stixxay, it's hard. He has to get up front. Bang can stay up front and get back. It's like they have to commit to pretty good range against this 100 Thieves team, and that's a dangerous range to be in.
Yeah, it really is. As you say, you know, that's where you can get picked off. And they're on to Huhi here. We'll see if 100 Thieves can answer.
Chaos Storm top side, teleport coming in as well. They're sending 4 here with a teleport for Huhi. That can't be stopped. That's an that's Ssumday throwing on World Ender right away. Here comes Darshan's horn, and he's going to be able to knock it in a nice spot. No
so
grab
close
onto Ssumday, but that is a down teleport as they thought the whole team was in on that fight.
Yeah, Ssumday TPing in there, wishing he could cancel that one. He just has to flash alt Ghostblade, immediately trying to run out of there as he realizes the whole CLG squad has shown up. That's a couple times now, 2 pickoffs in the side lane for Huhi, where 100 Thieves are not in a position to answer. They're not getting a turret elsewhere. They're not taking a Baron elsewhere, so they have to be careful about giving up those free picks. Losing someone in the side lane is okay, as long as you're taking something elsewhere, but you have to be cognizant of where the waves are at, where the team is at, so that anytime you're being attacked, your team is getting something else. And if that's not the case, you can't be in that position.
It's one of the hardest things to set in motion, because if you're not doing it as the play happens, it's already too late. It's something that needs to be set up, steps ahead. CLG had that kill, but it was only to relieve pressure, so they didn't need to do too much after it. It leads into wards, vision on the Baron pit now, and they start to stress 100 Thieves a little bit more. 5-5 with a 8,000 gold lead from the side of 100 Thieves.
Yeah, that did give them the confidence to move into that Baron area for the first time in a long time, reestablish some vision control, so now it's back to kind of step 1 here as the Scuttle Crab has been taken. There's wards littered everywhere, so 100 Thieves has to fully clear this out. They're going to go straight into the Baron pit, but that is spotted immediately.
A lot of vision.
Rush it down.
Aphromoo gets hit up. Gravity field is there. He'll be able to break tank on that. And it looks like he gets himself to somewhat safety as somewhat's going down as well. A nice burn on the Baron with the Mountain Drakes. And could be looking to go in. He's got the Guardian Angel, and they may not want this fight. Aphromoo Glacial Fisher back for Ssumday with World Ender on as it falls off. Guardian Angels are keeping them healthy, but looks like CLG wants to route the fight. They are bringing it to 100 Thieves. Onda's low, tries the hook shot in, gets himself the Guardian Angel, but also keeps Wiggily in a spot. Beautiful job while he's down to try and help the team coming up now, and it might not be enough. We'll have to see. He's back onto Stixxay. The back line wanted to be free as they lose Wiggily. They lose Aphromoo on either side. A 1-for-1 is now. Stixxay is down, and it is going to possibly be CLG's fight with the power of evil. But Bang is alive, and Bang is slinging. The gun is loaded, and he is on PowerOfEvil's heels. There's the connection. There's the hits, and Bang has scored the ace for 100 Thieves.
And that is the team fighting of a 2-time world champion in Bang there. It looked like 100 Thieves are the ones who get corralled. They are the ones who you think are going to be in trouble, but the whole team buying time with stopwatches, with Zhonias, and Bang staying safe throughout the entire fight. Ond also coming up huge and getting the kill onto Stixxay. Man, they can win out in the long fight, and we'll see if they even just try to go for the end.
I absolutely love that by Onda. Staying in the back line, the rest of 100 Thieves pulling CLG through the fight, so Stixxay is in the middle. Can't do anything about it, and 100 Thieves knew they had the upper hand once it started going. They take top inhibitor. What a play, as mid is also down on that, and they are going to be heading out very happy on the side of 100 Thieves.
And I think that's a tough one for CLG because I think they made the right call to take this fight.
Absolutely, I agree.
They forced out the ultimate from Ssumday. Aphromoo is chunked low. Everything is looking like, yeah, you can chase this down. They're corralled. Great. It's going to be perfect. CLG will ace them. We'll end the game. It'll be great. Unfortunately for them, Bang is kiting them out so well, getting so much chunk onto Darshan. And the skill shots just aren't hitting here for CLG. Like, look at this stopwatch perfectly timed there from Onda, buying time. The hook misses from Biofrost. You know, Darshan only able to catch Huhi, who then goes into his Zhonias, buying even more time. Bang is still full HP here, and up on the top side, Anda takes down Stixxay with Huhi. So this is simply just getting straight up out team fought. CLG makes the right call, but 100 Thieves executes better. Bang stays alive. Stixxay cannot. And as a result, they knock down 2 inhibitors and have full control of the game.
Even on the run, 100 Thieves could pick your pocket, and CLG just found out in a real bad way. 10-7 now. And now 100 Thieves can do whatever they want across the map with a little bit of pressure to lose, I should say here. They are quite ahead.
Yeah, they do have some decent wave clear with the Viktor, but
True.
With 2 inhibitors down, you need to kind of pick a fight and try to make something happen. Otherwise, you're going to get split pushed out. You can see that Huhi and Ssumday are looking to corral in minions on either side. A Bang is coming in here as well in the bot lane with Aphromoo, so they're looking to attack you from all sides. And even if this doesn't work out, they can retreat to the Elder and grab a 4-Dragon Elder, which would make this Ezreal poke just unbearable.
Please no. You feel that through the screen at this point. He is on full build, just a little bit more here for Ssumday. You can see how fast the other teams catapulted ahead as Bang was getting a lot more kills. I should say players on his team, not teams.
Yeah, look how fast he dives. Again, triple mount is just allowing them to do these plays that you otherwise would not be able to do. I mean, they were detected on the Baron. They did it on vision immediately, but they just shred it so fast. So it's an intelligent play call from 100 Thieves. They know they have triple mountain, and they make the play that works with the tools they have. So definitely cannot criticize that by any means. And now, coming in from all sides, they have the Baron, they have a 4-Dragon Elder, and this is their best window to close out the game.
Bringing up the reinforcements in each lane, looking for one and done from the bot side. The teleport can come in. No, if not from Huhi. He looked to realm warp over, but he's backing off for now as he gets a bit of help from Ssumday. So they are perfectly fine to split this and actually now have Huhi come through the base along with Ssumday to make this even more of a pain and thorn in the side for CLG.
Yep, walk in the minions, threaten those Nexus turrets. They're just shoving in these waves. They're trying to get all these waves crashing at the same time. For now, though, the waves have not been timed super well from 100 Thieves, so CLG has been able to bounce back and forth, clear out one wave as a squad, then run back, clear out another wave, and you really want to see them trying to push these in so that they're timed out at the same time. And now 100 Thieves has 2 waves coming in at the same time. You see that W auto onto the turret, almost just one-shot it.
PowerOfEvil stopping the super minions before they can get in.
Oh
doing their damnedest on the bot side. Over half his HP from a true shot barrage, not even tagged with his W. And they're going to start to get a bit of damage on this turret. Ssumday now pushing in the mid wave. PowerOfEvil has to focus on top side or the super minions coming in because they are tough. They're going to put Wiggily on that for now against Huhi. And back to the bot side. Bang, trying to fire in the Qs. Can't get close enough to get it on the turret though. Oh my god, that's just a Mystic Shot W vamp. Realm Warp out. Says thank you very much, and they are just toying with their food right now. 100 Thieves is looking great.
Yeah, so nicely done there by Huhi, flashing the Ornn ultimate to not get interrupted on the Realm Warp. And if Bang can just get one W auto on that, really even just one auto
like
without
the fact that Biofrost is eating those Ws too.
Yeah, Biofrost is trying his damnedest to keep him away. This may be the wave, we'll see. He doesn't want to risk it.
True shot barrage across, W wears off. It's only going to be an auto anyways. He goes in, and that's going to be as well. Stixxay trying to get the light shot through, but he does not tag enough damage. Biofrost and Stixxay now box themselves in, but is it going to be enough to keep the enemy at bay? Here comes Onda, flipping into the fight. There goes Wiggily as Stixxay and Biofrost again towards the back of the fight, trying to keep themselves alive, but there's just too much power from 100 Thieves in the base.
Yeah, they're going to close this one out. 5 members alive. Ezreal still sitting very healthy. We'll see if PowerOfEvil can make any magic happen. He is very strong on the Viktor.
Good tag in by Aphro, stand aside of the minions. He can get those Qs a little bit farther forward, keeping CLG at bay. Viktor, a lot of clearing power, as well as Stixxay. Those two are keeping themselves either side, and they get double respawn in, which takes a little bit of attention from 100 Thieves, but they're still in it to win it.
Yeah, they are closing it out pretty slowly, but they have the Ocean. Bang is healed back up to full, and I think this should be the final push.
Onda looking for the sidekicks here, but they're going to go for the full fight. CLG get torn apart in their own houses. Now it's the Nexus. They focus for 100 Thieves, and 100 Thieves come away with the victory.
Really nicely done there from 100 Thieves, utilizing a dominant top lane. Such a strong weekend from Ssumday, getting the solo advantages, working fantastically well with Onda to snowball that, and that is really where they got their pressure from. That is how they got to the late game. Securing those dragons, securing those barons, and slowly choking CLG out.
Ssumday has been an absolute monster in his last 3 games. His last one was a 7-0-8 Urgot. This is a 2-0-6 Aatrox, and Akali before that only died once with a great KDA as well. So this guy is something 100 Thieves should be playing through, and they also have Bang in the bot lane, man.
Yeah, and Bang has just been monstrous in these late game team fights. Despite the fact that CLG had a tremendous amount of pressure on that bottom lane, they were not able to hold Bang down. Eventually, he catches up. He hits those 6 items, and he was a monster in those team fights. And that is now 3 straight wins 400 Thieves, tying CLG in the standings and bouncing back so incredibly well from what was one of the toughest possible early schedules with losses to TSM, Cloud9, and Team Liquid. 100 Thieves are really building up that confidence.
And that's what the fans want to see as well. CLG had their streak cut a little short at the end of week 3. They start next week with Clutch and Golden Guardians, so a stepping point for them to possibly get back on that podium in the way they feel. To hear more from 100 Thieves, let's send it down to Avali for an interview with the victorious support.
Thanks, guys. Aphromoo, congratulations on the win and a 2-0 weekend for 100 Thieves. The team was looking super strong today. How close are we to seeing the team back in their full form?
Full form? I don't think we're there yet. We'll get there. Maybe a couple more weeks, but it's been fun. We've definitely been grinding really hard these past couple of weeks.
Now, today you guys had some really strong-looking team fights, especially coming from Bang. What did you think of the team's performance this weekend?
The performance this weekend, we did a lot better. Only thing was closing. So the games were really long. I think the last game was 50 minutes, and then this game today was 40, something like that. So it's improvement. But the team fights are definitely probably one of our stronger suits, especially Bang. That guy's nuts. I think one of the team fights, he was just screaming after, I think he killed Viktor when they were chasing us. He was like, "This is Bang." I'm like, nice.
That's a 2-time world champion for you. But drawing attention to you, you were the topic of conversation for the community last week, but 100 Thieves pulling off a strong 2-0 this weekend. Is there anything that you'd like to say to your fans or anyone from the community?
Thanks. Definitely was emotional last week since we didn't have clean games, but I think it's pretty normal when you're a professional on stage and you got to play stressful environments, stressful games. But we pulled it out. Glad we went 2-0. Looking to be a lot cleaner next week. Should be fun.
Well, Aphromoo, thank you again, and congratulations again on the win. That is it for us here. And for more on the game, let's hear from Dash and the Chipmunks at the State Farm Analyst Desk. They're about to inhale.
Thank you very much, Avali. Just one chipmunk on this desk as 100 Thieves pick up the victory. To remind you all, this was our weekly wager where the loser would have to do the post-game analysis with lungs full of helium. Mark, you placed your bets onto CLG.
I bought a lot of their stock.
You bought a lot of their stock. You doubled down here with this prediction, and you were wrong. So, as we dive into 100 Thieves' victory and their 2-0 weekend, Mark, if you will.
Pull up that team comp graphic.
Yeah, pull up that team comp graphic. Let's talk about what they nabbed for themselves. We got a tank in the top lane for Darshan with the Lucian Thresh.
Right, and so I think the problem is they're willing to sack Darshan's lane. He feels like he can only use tanks right now, and that was their winning strategy. But they banned out the Urgot themselves, so they started limiting their options on their own end, and I think that was where they started to fall apart. But they did invest in early game a lot on the bot. It sounds weird as like my voice is
like starting to come back.
I hit puberty. I'm back.
I mean, so yeah, in draft, you can see what they're trying to do, right? And that translates to in-game. They've decided we're going to sacrifice the top side, which, they've done before. Darshan is going to be a team player, take the tank matchup into the Aatrox, but they'll want to get something on the other side of the map in payment for that, which is bottom.
Let's hit the replays then and see if it worked out for CLG as they indexed their resources towards the bot lane, trying to get ahead.
Spoiler, it did not work out. Even with 4 members roaming down to the bottom side, Bang and Aphromoo just hide under the turret. CLG give up on the bottom side play, and Mark...
This is a repeated problem. As they kept going down, they never were able to coordinate. They can just walk forward and start it with a Thresh play, but they fished with hooks every single time they tried to start a dive off on the bot lane. If you have the numbers advantage, you don't need to go for the risky hook. Just walk up and start the fight.
Is that so?
That's all it takes, yeah.
And of course, this means that on the top side of the map, Ssumday was having an absolute field day in the Aatrox versus Ornn matchup.
Yeah, Ssumday's a guy that we highlighted, especially in the early game for 100 Thieves. Like, a lot of resources should be put into getting him a strong early lane phase, because that's an area that they can play off early and then rely on Bang later in the game. You can see some stats here comparing the early week
numbers are just insane.
Mark, what do you think?
And if 100 Days is ever going to hit that kind of top 4 team that a lot of people were putting them at, this is a very important improvement that came out of him today. CLG on the flip side, this wasn't that bad.
Finish up. I don't want to hear normal Mark
Okay,
here.
I took a big hit. So.
I like this version of Mark a lot
This
more.
actually sounds like a reward. I want one too.
Get more below.
I won.
Let's get one in here for Kobe, see how he handles it. Joel, thank you very much, as always, for being on standby with that. The other thing I want to talk about is kind of the context of this victory for 100 Thieves is moving to 3-3. And having a 2-0 weekend. And again, a lot of this comes from some of the sentiment around their first victory and the fact that, hey, the players and the team themselves didn't seem to be super impressed or happy about their prospects, but things are turning up.
I definitely feel that, Dash. I mean, in the first 2 weeks, they only lost to the 3 teams that I ranked above them in the standings, so it wasn't that bad for their standings either.
Kobe struggling.
And they seem to have cleaned up quite a few of those individual mistakes, my friend. You don't see Ssumday dying under turrets anymore, do you?
No, you do not. Ssumday definitely cleaning up his play as an individual.
Got a double kill versus TSM. That was pretty sweet.
That feels good. Afro pointed just helium just being rotated onto the desk. Aphromoo kind of pointed though to the fact that there's still a lot of work to be done for this squad, and so let's identify maybe a little bit of where they can still shore up any weaknesses or holes in their current strategy.
I think the late game shot calling has been very lackluster. The fact that there were a number of times that the Viktor scaling almost took over the game. They picked Huhi in side lanes 2 or 3 times.
Definitely agree there, my friend. A lot of mistakes coming up there.
But I think that's their biggest problem right now because it feels like they figured out a game plan for what they want to be doing, and it's just about being able to secure the late game once they get advantages.
It's incredible when this just like flips right back into your
A little bit of
plays.
execution can go a long way. We saw in a couple of the team fights, it got risky there. You know, maybe some target selection for PowerOfEvil was a little different.
It could have been a different story.
Well, you want to talk execution? Let's talk LCS big plays. You used Twitter to let us know what plays made Week 3 worth watching, and we sifted through a horde of them to give us our LCS big plays. First up, Norton45 relished Licorice's lightning-fast fingers when it came to stealing Zilean ultimate and immediately self-ulting on Sylas.
I'm alive too.
Where's your stack? Okay, play still. I'm a little chunk. Yeah, good time.
Yeah, we should win.
We win.
Science stacked you.
We win, guys. We win. Just play still, okay?
What's your little team?
Yep.
No look bullets coming out of the back of his head. He slyly jumps in here onto Sven. They kill him off. During that time, he steals the other ultimate, and they get 2 Zilean ultimates down on both people that go down.
That is a really good play, and I'm looking forward to seeing more Sylas as the weeks go on, especially with the marksman changes. If the game slows down and Sylas can more reliably get to level 16 and hit 3 items, that's when he'll really shine, because those late game team fights where you can steal multiple ults is when he's at his best.
Yeah, that was one of the biggest things for me. He would pre-steal an ultimate, use the ult at the beginning of the fight, then steal another powerful ultimate, which just backs up our story, James, from Countdown, where we said you have to look at all the champions for ults that you're going to use.
I love Sylas as a champion. I'm so happy that we got to see at least one game of him here in the LCS and that he found success. I'm very curious to see, though, which other top laners managed to secure him in the draft and what they can do with him. Next up, Phileas could feel that Huhi was fed up with that game versus Clutch and figured he'd just end it.
Tier 2 is available on the side of 100 Thieves. If you get aced in the middle of the map, it's not gonna matter.
Speaking of getting aced in the middle of the map, Huhi's able to find the flank, comes in behind Clutch Gaming, and they are going to be eviscerated. Right as we say it, the game is over, and Huhi is the hero of the day.
I need the ward, and then if you walk up, I can go here.
Let's bait them the Elder. Back up, so Lucian can flank.
We can bait here.
If they cross the fucking cannon right there, I can go. I can go right now.
Watch it.
Can I go?
Go.
You're going now?
Go.
Nice. Good job.
Nice.
Get this guy.
Go. Everyone.
That is the synergy between Huhi and Aphromoo that people are looking forward to when they announced the signing here to 100 Thieves. And there's nothing better than seeing one of those big AoE initiations be successful.
Feels good, man. That is one of those moments of brilliance that we've seen from 100 Thieves. Of course, as Aphromoo mentioned, their late game still seems to be plagued at times with miscommunication or just a little bit of dis-synergy, if anything. Make sure you keep tweeting your favorite plays throughout the split and use that hashtag LCS big plays so we can check them out. As we wrap up the week, though, let's see how the teams are ranked. Team Liquid continue to go undefeated, while Cloud9 tries to catch up at 4-2. We've got that 4-way tie at 7th with Clutch, Golden Guardians, Optic Gaming, and TSM all sitting at 2 and 4. Let's take a look, though, at how the predictions played out for you guys today.
What you got over there, James?
What do you mean, Kobe?
Predictions, yeah, they worked out pretty well as 100 Thieves win the last one for me. However, I got the first one correct with the Echo Fox sneaky pick right there. He predicted the Baron still comeback.
All I predicted was Rush can't go 0-2.
Exactly, that's what it is. Rush cannot go 0-2 in the week. Solid prediction rate for High here, even in the off weekend for him, sitting at a very sweet positive record here, while Mark still seems to be struggling. Mark, why do you think it is that you're having such a hard time predicting this split?
Teams are bad, dude. How much of it was like 5 teams at 2 and or 4 teams at 2 and 4 and 4 more at 3 and 3 or something?
There's a 5-way tie in 7th, which is 3 and 3, I believe. And then there's a couple of the 2 and 4 teams and a few of those 4 and 2 teams.
Right. So it's pretty up in the air still, I would say, all things considered.
All right, fair enough. You guys ready?
Yep.
Well, now it's time to send it over to Freak for the LCS cooldown. Goodbye.
Bye.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to LCS.